Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Totally Pointless, the podcast where we unpack the political chaos that's shaking our nation to its core. Today's episode Liberal Leadership Showdown. Who will wreck Canada next? I'm TJ, and today we're tackling and ticking time bomb that is Canada's Liberal leadership race. Now, with Trudeau stepping down, we're left with three frontrunners, as we know right now. So we have Chrystia Freeland, Mark Carney, and of course, Christy Clark. Now, one of them will become our next prime minister, even if only for a short term. But here's the kicker, they're all terrible choices. We're going to dive deep into why none of these candidates are fit to lead. Their ties to the World Economic Forum, their unwavering support for the carbon tax, and their inability to navigate the economic tsunami that Trump's tariffs are about to unleash on Canada. Let's get into it. Okay, so first up, we have Chrystia Freeland, or as I like to call her, Trudeau's protege. Now, she's been Trudeau's right hand woman for the past 8 years. If Trudeau's policies have devastated Canada, Freeland is just as responsible. Now, she's been instrumental in implementing the carbon tax, which was it's burdened Canadians with rising costs at the pump, heating, and in everyday life. Now, Freeland's ties to the WEF are no secret either. As a board member, she's aligned with their globalist agenda, which many Canadians see as a direct threat to us. People are asking, will she put Canada first? Or will she continue to prioritize international elites? And let's not forget about the Freedom Convoy. Freeland spearheaded the use of the Emergencies Act, freezing bank accounts and cracking down on protesters. Her actions aligned a significant portion of Canadians who simply wanted their voices heard. Now, how will Freeland handle Trump's 25% tariffs? Spoiler alert, she won't. She's already proven she struggles with tough negotiations. NAFTA, otherwise NAFTA, anyone? Her approach to dealing with the US has left Canada in a weakened position, and Trump's return will only magnify those shortcomings. All right, now let's move on to Mark Carney, the globalist banker, right? The globalist darling, as he likes to say. Now, Carney spent years at the helm of the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England. On paper, yeah, he's got the credentials, but dig deeper and you'll find out he's out of touch with ordinary Canadians. Carney's ties to the WEF are as deep as Freeland's. He's a major advocate for net zero policies, which sounds great in theory, but are crippling industries like oil and gas, industries Canada relies on. Under his leadership, we could expect an even stricter carbon tax regime. Think gas prices are high now? Just wait till Carney gets in. And here's the real kicker, Carney has never held elected office. Do we really want someone who's never faced voters running our country during an economic crisis? His elitist background doesn't prepare him to deal with Trump's tariffs on the very struggles of Canadian families. And let's also not forget his little encounter with Maxwell. And now finally, we have Christy Clark. As Premier of British Columbia, she championed Canada's first carbon tax, right? Some have named her BC's carbon tax queen. While some hail it as a climate success, others see it as a massive economic burden. The tax hits small businesses and working families the hardest, and it's a model she's likely to push nationwide if she takes office. As of right now, she's saying that she will scrap the carbon tax, but the federal carbon tax doesn't mean that she's not on board for BC. Clark's tenure in BC was marked by scandals and controversies. Her government faced criticism over housing affordability and corporate donations, eroding public trust. Can we afford more of the same on on a national level? And let's be honest, does Clark have the diplomatic chops to stand up to Trump? The short answer is no. Her track record suggests she's more focused on appeasing than negotiating, and that won't fly when Canada's economic future is at stake. And let's get to one of the major reasons here why Canada needs an election now. Here's the bottom line, None of these candidates are equipped to handle the challenges Canada faces. Trump's tariffs will hit us hard, and the last thing we need is a leader who's either too inexperienced, too elitist, or too compromised to fight back. What Canada really needs is a general election. The prorogation lawsuit against Trudeau is a critical step, but time is running out. If we don't resolve this before Trump's tariffs take effect on January 20th, Canada will face a crisis of leadership at the worst possible time. Okay, so where does that leave us? Canada is staring down the barrel of a trade war, an economic recession, and a leadership vacuum. Freeland, Carney, and Clark all bring their own brand of baggage, and none of them are the answer. It's really time for Canadians to demand accountability, demand an election, and demand leadership that prioritizes our country over globalist agendas and political ambitions. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to Totally Pointless. If you've liked anything that I've said, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love it if you share your thoughts with us, even on social media. Now, let's keep this conversation going. Like I said, I'm TJ. Stay informed, stay engaged, and most importantly, you guys stay resilient. Canada needs you.